Okay, everybody. Wicked Gaming here. I am on Archimedes 5A, one of my favorite outpost building planets, just for aesthetics and location. And I am here to talk to you about DarkStar 4.0.5, the patch that just released today. So the first thing you're going to notice, this ship has a lot of engines. This is originally the White Dwarf 1000 series engines. They're normally Class A only. They are now available in DarkStar Astrodynamics. Well, they have been for a while, but they were 2-power weapon or engines. Now they are 1-power engines as well. You can choose to build either one. These new versions are just slightly faster than the originals. They only use 1 power point. Combined together, they are still the same total mass if you install 12 as 6 of the previous set. So, you now have more options for shipbuilding in Darkstar Astrodynamics. And let me tell you, these things are a blast. No pun intended. Well, it might be intended. Next, we are going to look at the new Terminus changes. I'll stand on my ship so I don't get munched on by aliens. So, those of you who have been struggling to place Terminuses on Xbox, this change is for you. So now you will see 3 different Darkstar Terminuses available for you. There's Sunk, where you can see it is partially merged from the ground, and you can 2-click build to place it higher or lower. Then there is Low, which is still close to the ground but not sunken into it. This will work for more players than the other. If you were having trouble placing the original, this may be a better bet for you. And then there is Standard, which as you can see is twice as high as the Low. So this is the standard built into the game landing pad build height to start with, and you can 2-click build to make it taller if you wish to. So you now have Terminus options available. That is cool. So that is that. Now, the next change is that these vendors here, the Trade Authority kiosk, the Trade Authority kiosk and the Starburn Services terminal both now reset their inventories entirely by brute force at around 25 hours. They're set to 24, but sometimes it takes an extra few minutes for the script to kick in. The script engages when you access them, and it will reset their inventory. The credit limit for the TA kiosk now ranges between 36 and around 48. Without any of the game settings increasing or decreasing it. It should scale up and down based on your game settings, but if it doesn't, I'm not going to be upset about that because 36 to 50,000 credits is plenty. And then the Starborn Services terminal will always have 20,000 credits and is really only here to sell you suits of armor that you've unlocked by passing into New Game Plus. So there's that. And their inventories will now reset. Now, if you're curious, what was happening before is while they were being told to reset, they were using the standard vanilla base game activator inventory script, unaltered by me. And the issue is that when they were attached to this Terminus, they were taking over or adopting the reset timer of the standard built into the game shipbuilding terminal. So this terminal, if you haven't noticed, it only resets inventory every 7 UT days. These were resetting inventory every 7 UT days, but because they were trying to also reset every 2 days, they were bugging out and they were deciding never to reset portions of their inventory. In some cases, their credits would reset and this credits wouldn't reset or vice versa. It was just a mess. So in order to force them to bypass the adoption of this reset, I had to write custom scripts to force these to reset independently. The Starborn Services that is in the lodge should have repositioned itself and redesigned itself for you without any need to try and reset the zone. It did in all of my testing. One of my testers, I think, had to manually reset the zone to get his to show up. You do that by resting on Venus for 7 UT days. And I suggest Venus because it's quicker. So if you have a Terminus already built at your outpost, you may need to destroy it and replace it, reposition it in order to get these to do their job. You may also be able to reset it at by going and resting at Venus for 7 days and coming back. That worked for one of my testers. It worked on one of my saves. But hopefully this is the last time I'll ask you to destroy your Terminus. And again, it's optional. If you don't use these vendors, then it won't matter to you. Next up is the fleet size. Right now, I own 5 ships. I'm not going to go around and buy a bunch, but you can now own up to 25 ships with DarkStar Astrodynamics installed. I have increased your fleet size to 25 instead of 10. I'm sure that will make a lot of people very happy. Next, you will see that there are turrets on top of this ship. This is a temporary ship I built for myself for testing turrets. And the fire rates that were problematic on a lot of people's machines have now been fixed. They should now have a fire rate of 12, and it should function properly. While it will look like they're doing a tremendous volume of damage, their damage is actually balanced pretty well against the non-turret ship weapons that DarkStar provides. So, it should be good to go. I don't think anybody's going to have any real complaints. Of course, lower powered versions of all of my weapons are available in the shipbuilder, so if you find a specific weapon a little more overpowered than you prefer, you can always downgrade. The mod lets you do that. So I think those were the major points I wanted to cover today. So I will leave the video here, and I will catch you all later.